Let's bring in Gene Munster of Loup Ventures to get his take on what went on today. Gene, good to see you as always. What do you think is the single most important announcement Apple made today?
Well, first, I just want to mention to Steve, I'll take the over on that. I think the stock is going to continue to move higher, in part because what we saw today, it was really a layer below the surface. The key takeaway, it was less about what products were announced, more about how this company is masterfully upselling its consumers. This is what they've done over the past 20 years, is take larger screen iPhones, more capacity in the iPhone, maybe more feature-rich AirPods, taking those and having consumers reach. They did it 3 times today. And whether it's the SE is going to get people to motivate to get to the most recent Apple Watch, whether it's what they're doing around bundling to get people to buy more, or what they did around the pricing with the iPad Air, I think this company has a competitive advantage. One last thought on that, this masterful price segmentation and upsell, is that they can get away with it. And the reason is that they have some of the world's best products. And I think I try to view this as judicious as possible. I don't particularly like using their marketing language, but they do have great products, and consumers see the trade-off, the price premium relative to value. So I think you're going to continue to see ASPs inch up here, and that was my big takeaway.
When you think about what is in the bundles, Gene, I mean, it seems like some services, there wasn't really great consumer uptake when it comes to, I don't know, maybe music. It is maybe not as big as what some might have thought. So how do you think about what they are upselling in that incremental dollar that they're getting from that subscription?
So there's essentially 6 services that they're bundling together. They have about 500 million subscribers. So just kind of keep that into context. We're taking 6 products that are spread out over 500 million subscribers, and you're bundling them. And the math works out that anytime you bundle someone above $8, that's incremental revenue. The bundles start at $15 and go to $30. And I think when you put all of this together, this bundling aspect, you're going to see 25 to 50% lift. It's still a small part of their business. All those 6 products that I just mentioned account for about $4 billion in revenue, or just under 2%. So a nice move. They will get upsell with this, but it's still, that piece is probably a little bit too small to move the needle.
Hey, Gene, it's Tim. So agree on services being obviously a more exciting part of the story. Can you refresh for us or break down your valuation and how you are valuing the pieces? Because this seems to be the story with how you come up with a level on Apple.
So I take a different approach. I'm more at what earnings growth is going to be. I understand the value around looking at this kind of a sum of the parts. I think that ultimately, if you fast forward a year from now, in 2021, we're going to be thinking about 2022 estimates. I think that ultimately, if you take a 35 times my 2022 estimate, that yields a $200 stock price. That's a $3.4 trillion market cap, staggering number. You may think that I've lost my sense of guidance here, but ultimately, I think that this is very achievable. And I would kind of put this concept about the segments and this traditional view, understand the traditional view of Apple. I think that view is slowly fading away. I think that investors are progressively looking at this more as a holistic. And I think we're going to really see the hammer on that theme a few years from now when they start bundling hardware and services. We saw it today for the first time around services bundle. But I envision that they will have a product where you pay Apple a certain month, you get all of your hardware and software needs. Only Apple can pull that off. There's no other company in the world, and consumers want it. They're getting more put on their plate in terms of their tech needs. They want to make this easy, and Apple has a chance to redefine how investors think about their revenue as really a services business entirely.
All right.